Alright, test 1 2 1 2. 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 Test Dune Spice Wars. Test 1 2 1 2. Test Dune Spice Wars. Test 1 2 1 2. Alright. Get a little bit more of this Vazen going. Hopefully they're not gonna care that I use this. We shall see. Alright, welcome back. It's been almost a week since I did part 1. That was definitely not intentional. Let's see how the sound of the game is. Whoa! Where did they just all go? What just happened? My whole military just disappeared. Every command point, Solari upkeep. Wait, what? That was weird. Alright, we're gonna have to load the previous game. How did my military just totally disappear there? Yeah, we're not gonna use the armory quite yet. That was weird. Okay, well anyways, welcome back to the Corrino. This is of course the official version of Dune Spice Wars 1.0. We are 15 days into the second month, so 45 days. Turns, if you want to think of it that way. A month and a half. We are doing okay. It's hard to know in this game early on. So, you know, the thing with the Corrinos, of course, is that it's very hard to annex and keep villages, economy-wise, more than one space away from your Imperial base. Well, the Imperial base structurally doesn't have a ton of hit points. I do get something that none of the other houses, factions get, which is that at 5,000 hegemony, and we're at 3,700 right now, I can drop a second Imperial base, which, first of all, of course, opens up these 6, giant building slots that are specialized, expensive, but powerful buildings in your main base. So I get 12 instead of just 6. But on top of that, the factor of having to annex villages that are mostly adjacent to one of your Imperial bases opens up further. So even though I'm only at 37 hegemony, it takes a little while to get going early on. I'm already starting to mentally plan where I want to go. And as you can see, the Harkonnens are down here. And just sort of because I'm more afraid of... let me put it this way. House Corrino is naturally afraid of the Fremen and the Atreides. Because the Fremen can just, take over everything and just attack you, when Corrino's military power is not one of its strengths or like one of the focuses when you're going for an economic victory, which is what I'm going for. Sort of their natural victory. And the Atreides can just screw me in the Landsraad, in the council vote. Now, in the previous Landsraad council, they teamed up on me to basically have my spice exchange rate, meaning I'm getting, $1 per spice as opposed to over 2, which is what I should be getting. Even though I'm the one that's directly paying off the bribe to the Spacing Guild, I'm also, I'm collecting from the other factions and paying it for them and myself, but I'm the one that has to pay for it. So I think they're kind of hurting themselves as well by that, but I guess they figure, since I also have to do my own spice production, and I've got 2 spice factories going, they figure that it would hurt me more. And so I'm now in an interesting situation where I'm, barely breaking even on Solari and my money, which is main thing I have to work on right now and really focus on is getting better cash flow without, without being able to really expand a lot more. And so I'm just sort of pillaging the villages around me in an effort to prevent other groups from taking them. And I really don't want to be abutted up against any of the factions directly adjacent, even ones that I'm currently in a semi-truce non-aggression pact with, like the Harkonnens. I really want to just, make it hard for anyone to attack me at any point in this game, and making sure that they're not connected right to my territory means that they have to go through at least one neutral territory to come after me. And so, we'll just do a quick run through of the situation, otherwise. So I do have a ton of plascrete production, which is great, because I can trade that, especially early on. My manpower is fine and growing. I don't know why my military just died and disappeared. It had something to do with the Landsraad Council vote. My water is okay. My authority production is decent. I'm behind the other 2 major houses in Landsraad, but again, I'm going more for economy than political. I do have some guild favor going, and that'll increase, and I'm currently ahead in hegemony, which is great, though not necessary. One problem is I only have a +5 on knowledge, and so even though I need to be building buildings that aren't having a huge upkeep cost, and that's pretty much every building other than buildings that make you money, I do need some more research points, because this is going very slowly at just 5 research points. What I do have is Megalopolis, of course, which is that all neighboring villages just straight up get water. Administrative consolidation is the +1 instance thing that some villages have as a natural trait. So most villages have sort of 2 special buffs, buff traits, and so it just basically doubles the instances of those, which is awesome. And so the places I can annex, I get a lot more going on from that village even before I start building. Outpost logistics, own villages authority penalty to annex a villages is reduced by 30%. And since, annexing villages more than 1 space away from my base is very expensive from an authority standpoint, this is great, because I'm going to need to start taking over some more regions that aren't directly next to my base, partially for right now to just expand into some regions with special resources, and partly to prepare for that 5,000 hegemony mark where I can drop my second base. I basically got survival training for free just by doing investigations. One of my 2 advisors is Count Fenring, and he can investigate discoveries, which normally you need to have a espionage spy person in the Arrakis slot to do so. And it wouldn't hurt to necessarily have a second one. Right now, I have both of my spies in Choam because Choam is what I'm going after in terms of wanting to, get 50% of the stock market. But I'm also getting plus 10 Solari per slot, and I do need that money because, again, I'm right on the brink of losing money, and up until a couple days ago, I was losing money. So survival training, you get to the armory, which you can put gear on your troops. I'm not too concerned about that right now. And military base village building, which I'm also not that concerned about. I mostly got this just because, again, one of my little investigations gave me most of it, and so I didn't need to do much researching. And so when I'm ready to go down the military tree, probably, let's see, no supply drain in regions owned by factions in truce. Barracks building, sure. Artillery drone, yeah, whatever. And then in the economy section, solid material, so that's where my plastic production is coming in, and buildings construction cost reduction, which is really important because my other counselor, Wencesia, allows me to build 2 of each building type in the village, when normally you can only build 1. But when you only have 1, they have twice the upkeep, and so you need to immediately build 2 of the same kind and know ahead of time which one, which pairs you're going to use on the way up to 6 buildings. Most the Fremen can have max 4 buildings per village. Everyone else gets normally 5. I can get 6, and so you go 2, 2, and 2. I am going to come back to Imperial Administration here because you get a plus 10 resource production bump just across the board if you have 4 or more buildings of the same type. Type meaning military, I don't know, political, development, economy, whatever these things are called. Officially, the different slots. And I have or will soon have at least 4 economy buildings in each of my expansions, and so I might want to jump there. Now, modular parts to allow me to crew the harvesters, which I may still need to do, but it's a way to somewhat cheaply and permanently increase your spice income. And while I'm not going to be focused on 3, 4, 5 spice fields right away, like maybe I would with some other groups, I do need to produce my own spice. I have 2 going already, and the big building I'm going to drop is a spice silo, because my 2 harvesting sites right here in Tuano Basin, and then I have this region here to the west of my base, the False Wall South, and then it's connected to Harg Pass, which is my other operation, my other spice operation. And so we already have, as you can see here, 4 economy buildings. How many have 4 economy buildings? That's just 2. I guess that's the only one right now, so we don't have to actually rush Imperial Administration research. I'm gonna go back to research in 1 sec. Right, so next thing we're gonna do is build, I think, 2 spice silos. I can't afford it right now because I need the plascrete, so we'll go forward a little bit. Ally villages in the region and its neighbors gain plus 20% spice production, so that affects both of my spice operations. Alright, we'll drop that. And that's going to be expensive upkeep. So, alright, so my question is, of course, what is the upkeep? This says 20, 20, and this is going to be more 16 and another 16. So I'm always wondering how I can. Right, so dew collectors for plastic refractories too. But those are all in the same places, so they should not have such big upkeep. I don't know, it's hard to track some of the stats. Meanwhile, however, the contracts are still pretty low in terms of what I need to bribe the spacing guild with. But on the other hand, it wouldn't hurt to stockpile spice because I'm getting such bad exchange rate right now. And so I could just stockpile it for the future, because as we go up the bar here, I mean, even if I put everything into stockpile, I'm losing 34 gold per turn. And if I do nothing new to the stockpile, I can still pay off this month and get 27 per turn. So why don't we do, let's say, 821. We're just not getting that much money from it. Let's see, plus 12. Alright, let's do what we did before. Slightly over breaking even, but we're gonna try and increase the money. Let's see, for this time, you know what? No, even though the exchange rate's terrible, we need the money and we have enough spice, so we'll go 2080 on that one. Let's take a look at Chelm. Alright, so I can buy 20 shares very soon, which is another reason. Alright, you know what? Let's pull this all down so I get the money. And there's 1,000 total shares. So for every 20 you buy, that would mean you get 2%. And I'm currently at 12%. To win, yeah, it doesn't say it right here. I believe you have to get 50%, if not 40%. But anyways, the price is at a decent level, and I'll go up 2%, so that would take me from 12% to 14. So if I'm trying to get 38 more percent, that means 19 of those buys. So let's say 20 times 800 is 16,000. So at the current rate, it's about 16,000 Solari to buy up to the 50% needed to win. So I just need to do it steadily. So I need to figure out ways of cheaply not using Solari. I need to find non-Solari ways of increasing income. So let's take a look at our situation. Alright, so this is such another, I always talk about this game being feeling like a board game, and I love that because I love heavy strategy board games. So when you're putting these special buildings in your Imperial base, again from economy, military, statecraft, there's also a little spatial arrangement thing going on where there's a block of 1, 2, and 3, and depending on how many of each type or of a given type you do, and how in each of these building regions you get a bonus. So I have one economy building right now, and when I get all the way to 3, I'll get just a plus 10% Solari production across the board, which would be great. And I think we should be looking at that because we do need the money. Now we can do another administrative hall. Harvester Works is great because they just get more spice, and the crew cost going down isn't that actually big of a deal. I need Chom integration for Chom branch, which just allows me to stockpile tons of spice and give me a great exchange rate, which is awesome. And then plasticrete production would be great. It requires advanced engineering. I think that's what I'm going to go to next, because even though my plasticrete is already going great, and also this has 10 solar production, fully built villages, which I'm going to trying to fill out at least 2 or 3 villages soon. Plasticrete you need early for yourself to build, and is much more valuable trading, less so later on in the game. So that was advanced engineering. So let's go back to, alright, so we still have 7 days for advanced engineering. So we'll see if we can buy the plasticrete factory, by that. And here's Chelm integration, which will allow for the other building. But like if I go to Harkonnen,
What do you want?
I don't have the plasticrete to sell right now, but I could probably sell him a decent amount. There's our non-aggression pact. Alright. Do I want to be building more units? No. I can. Right, they don't cost manpower, just cash. But they do disband, so you can hire them quickly for cash, and then that's about it. I have this ornithopter looking over the harvester, but not been a ton of worms, and I've been pretty careful about it, and I wouldn't mind him or her doing some investigation for me. Like going to the Harkonnen area and telling me what the hell is up. Alright. There we go. Oh, let's go see the Landsrat votes. Okay, so the 3 this month or whatever, diplomatic committee, statecraft development, completion speed increased by 50%. I'm not doing a lot of statecraft right now. I supported, but I don't really need. Command point increase Solari upkeep of military units by 1%. That's probably why I lost those units before I reloaded the save, is that this is gonna pass, and then I'm just before the force is disbanding on you. So I'm actually gonna put everything I have into this not happening, because I need the money. Economy development's completion speed increased by 50% is great, but right now I can't afford 9% decrease in Solari. So that's what I'm gonna do there. I really need the spice exchange rate thing to go off. I am getting good authority production and Solari from the Space and Guild support. I get this extra. I get a plus 2%, which does stack each month that I pay it off. Alright, so we need 849 to buy that next set of shares, so that'll be our... Oh, game is paused by an open window? Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, I don't want that. Where is it? Pause game in menus, yeah. Do not need that. Alright. Whoops. Feed's going a little weird there. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I did pillage this village kind of stupidly, because this is one that's 2 spots away from my base that I really could use, because I could use those rare elements. So when does this become still 73%? Oh wait. Oh, it's not. It's 100% authority to annex, but I can't annex it. I can annex it, right? At least after 3 days, but it's gonna be way too expensive, and I'm not gonna nearly have the authority to do it. Something weird going on with the feed. Alright. Let's see if that's any better. Alright, so let's see. Point of interest investigated. This is going to give me random economic development. Resolve. Sweet. Oh, this is what Intel, which I'm not using right now. And I can get the Ornithopter if I patch it up. Alright, what else is available? Military development, less concerned with. Let's see here. Here's another economic development, which would be great. What did I end up getting with the economic development? Oh, already going towards CHOAM integration. That's great, because that's... I was going to go to integrated costs. Plus 10 Solari production ally villages. Yeah, I mean, that's just straight money that I need. I should be trying to increase my research. I would like to buy those shares. So it's actually cheaper to buy, or it's basically the same price to buy the same. If you buy 5 instead of 20, the ratio is still 1 to 4 basically instead of cost. Alright. So, here's my other troop. I don't know. There's really nothing that he needs to be doing. I'd rather not be recruiting, and I don't have the manpower anyways at the moment. Okay, so the problem with doubling up things is you can't double up on refineries. You can only have one, because even with my special ability to have 2 of each type, because you can only have 1 harvester and 1 refinery per spice field, and no region has more than 1, so you just have to eat the high upkeep cost on that. I do have 2 water collectors, which is great, so that's going to be more than enough. And I was talking about needing research. I gotta wait for the plastic production to go, but I get 1.4 knowledge with a research hub, because this is a research hub bonus area, and it has a super high upkeep, but I really could use 3 more knowledge, and I'll double up on them as quick as possible. Alright, let's see what happens with the results. Alright, so oh, there goes my army again. Where did they go? Did a worm eat them? I don't understand what happened to my army. It's the second time this happened again. And there's no game log, right? Oh, were they might have been impermanent units, that's why. Yeah, they are. Hold on, let me save this game and just jump back real quick, just to make sure that that's what was going on. That those are impermanent units, and that's why they went away. So I really have almost no army at this point. Which, again, is not that big of a deal as long as I can pillage. Yeah, disband after 20 days. There it is. Yeah, and... yeah, okay, so that was the Lance-Rat Guard. Okay, I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. Alright, back to the game. So yeah, we'll definitely send this guy over here. I don't want to get them anything in the armory, do I? I need that money. So yeah, you can stop bugging me about that. Alright. How much is the research hub? Nope, a little skittering again there. That was weird. That upkeep is going to be brutal. But now I'm making money on the shares again. I'm not stockpiling, and I have enough to pay off. I'm not dropping frames, so this... Hold on one second, guys. See if just my earbuds. Alright. So, yeah, why don't we... oh, I said I wanted to buy those shares. I'm almost at 874. So the research hub is just plus greed plus the upkeep. So, yeah, let's do it. There's that. $877 is where the share buying price is. All right. All right. What else do we got going on here? So. Is this also a pillage village? Yeah, I pillaged 2 villages with rare elements. It wasn't necessarily the best call. It wouldn't have been the worst idea to take both of these 2. And they're both pillaged, which means the authority cost is ridiculous. 264. I mean, I still need 200 more, so yeah, it's going to be a while before I can take over other villages. I pillaged this. Did I pillage this? No, this has spice, which I don't actually need. That I could afford. And then there's ones down here. 120 experience and resource production, and it has more plascrete, which is never a bad thing. This one, Solari production of the village, has at least 1 building of each type. Interesting. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So I was told, or I read somewhere that putting your second base on, well, you know, you want the hegemony. See, putting your second base near the polar sink is not the worst idea. So I'm thinking maybe this region here. You know, it's hard to tell what's going on here. This also has minerals, which is crazy. But the only other problem is this is deep desert and this is desolation, which is even worse than deep desert, and this is also deep desert. So I'm not sure I actually want to be expanding this way at all. Now I can't tell which way the map goes, but it seems to end up here. So yeah, I'm in sort of a bad position, guys. In that I've got the Harkonnens to the east-southeast, preventing expansion, and then I've got the polar. I've got all these really habitable regions: deep desert, desolation, more deep desert. So I'm gonna have to expand this way, I think, and really should not have pillaged everything here. So this is for fuel cells. So I think what I'll do is, oh no, this is hegemony and spice. Yeah, these are all such rich areas. Now does the deep desert get removed? I wonder if you place, oh, this is an interesting conundrum. This is for revealing a siege. What else do I got? This is for military research. Mercenary, military research. I think there was one for development research, economic research. Yeah, right here. That's what I want. Yeah. All right. So the agent's going there. Yeah, this is saying in the future I might have trouble paying stuff. We'll go back to stockpiling a little bit. There's the statecraft development building buff, which is great because research hub is, of course, statecraft. There's my solar production. Let's see, this is for solarity. Alright, so we're about at the point where we're going to buy extra shares, so let's just hang tight for a second. Alright, so where are we going to expand? Because all of the regions are either absolutely horrible or so rich that, you know what? Hold on, sorry guys. I have 2 here. I'm gonna have this guy. Is there a region here? No, there's no region up here. So I can't land the base there. Oh man, this is getting tough. I mean, I would like to land the base in the deep desert, but I don't care about losing the wind strength, but only if the deep desert gets stripped by landing the base there, because otherwise I guess this is my best choice here. And this or here, because I don't really need more plascrete. But this one here, lowlands, but then it doesn't allow me to expand. Yeah, I don't like any of those. I think I just bite the bullet and take one of these regions that I mean, this spice region would have been the one to put the second base down on, even though it's directly next to my my first base. I don't need more spice necessarily. Yeah, this is a tough call. I think maybe I just drop it here, to be honest, in a defensive posture against the Harkonnens. So, oh, here's some yellow and green, so I roughly know where Kinds, the Fremen and the Atreides are. Alright, let's buy those. Oh, price went up to $9.99. $9.09. Can I get money in time to pay for that? It's still going up. Yeah, this is not the best. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm almost there. Catch up, catch up, catch up. There we go. Did I buy him? There we go. Bought him. Alright. Alright, so I got 14%. Alright, we're making our way. And Gemini up to 3.7, or still at 3.7. Here we go. Construction complete. Okay, so what did I just build? Spice silo. I need the plascrete. I want to build another spice silo. Alright. I'm definitely falling behind in Landsrad, but I'm not too concerned with that. Trade request from the Atreides. He's gonna give me money. Let's see, intel, plascrete. It's a lot of spice for 156 bucks. It's only if I'm going to decline. That's right. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna put my second base. I didn't realize how screwed up the geography is. It's all the special regions are up here. And all the uninhabitable regions are down here, which is where I would want to expand. It does provide a great buffer from the Atreides, and especially the Fremen attacking me. Now the Fremen can use sandworms to teleport, so they're not as nearly affected by the deep desert. So I still may end up, even though it does nothing for me in terms of getting more productive adjacent villages for strategic reasons, I'm thinking Beardot here might be where I drop the second Imperial base. I don't know if I need to control a village for that to happen, but that's seeming like the most likely. Or maybe here, give up plastic production, but be next to the sink. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. More shares to buy. Okay, so they're diluting the market. So I go down to 13%. It's called inflation. Paid the guild fees. Yeah, okay, so my gold's okay for now because my stockpile is doing more than enough. Alright, now I can probably get Incinerator. Ignores army. I want to start saving up money so I can build some more buildings here. Alright, let's see about this. Are we ready? We still need to get up to 400. We want to drop another spice silo here, then we really will be okay. Alright. We need to get up to 400 though for that to happen. Alright, so he is reconnoitering. And then we'll go to this thing. And then we'll go deeper into Harkonnen territory. This guy or gal, do this, and then go around. That'll keep him busy for a while. Where's that quick save? Alright, there's the adding the building. Now we have to wait to get the actual plascrete to build the building. What do we need, 128? Hopefully that won't take too long. Alright. Almost done advanced engineering. That'll be great. And then chum integration. And then I don't have fuel cell factories. I'm actually going into integrated cost next. I really need the Solari production. Major building Solari upkeeps. Yeah, why don't I do this next? And then we'll finish chum integration. Because hopefully we've got... Do we have the research center? The research hub is built. Yeah, so... I think we want to get a second research hub there. I mean, I know that we want to. Alright, here we go. Research hub at... Oh, no, wait. What are we doubling here? Spice silos. 128. Alright. Council's back in session. Alright, let's go so I can get the spice silo. Alright, there's a second spice silo. That'll be great. Alright, what do we got in council? Enemy military units within this faction. So I can use my special ability to ditch these, basically. Throw them off the table. Take it off the table as the Emperor, if I want. I haven't done it yet. Takes 20 influence, which I do have. I don't have a ton of influence, but I do have that. Enemy military units within this faction's borders gives -10 influence production to the owner. I mean, I definitely can't afford that. Elected faction gains... Right, so I would like to do that. So I can set it on or off. Luckily. Switches the scope's resolution. All factions gain. That's actually not that bad of an idea. Because yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Non-faction information levels cannot be lower than 2. I don't really care about that one. I don't have that many military units, but I have almost no influence production. I'll have negative influence. So yeah, apply the Imperial Edict. This would mean everyone would lose influence. So they'll vote against that, which will be nice. Alright, gotta get back up to 200 plascrete production. Alright. A lot of spice being made. Yeah, I'm concerned about the clipping on the sound of this feed. I'm just not sure if it's my monitor from my phone or what it's from. How's my espionage going? It's going fine for now. Alright. Let's see. So we want to get the second I wonder if it's the background music. I'll go back to game music. Alright. See if that's any better. So I'm definitely in the green and making good money from selling off to chow on the rest of my spice. So here we go. Now statecraft buildings are still going to be building quickly for 11 days. So this place is definitely getting another statecraft. It's going to get a second research hub. As soon as I get the... Nope, it was not... It was not the background music. Alright, well this will be a good time to take a break. And we'll try and start the feed again. Hopefully it's better. Thanks for joining, and we'll be back on soon.